Alright, so if you were like me 4 months ago, you probably finished Naruto and One Piece, but you haven't picked up Bleach. And in my situation, I've been eyeing Bleach for a while, but I never decided to pick it up. But when I did finally pick it up, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. And I know that there's a lot of you out there who really want to start Bleach, and I really want people to understand and fully embrace this beautiful series for what it is. So I want to introduce more people and try and get them engaged in Bleach. So in this video, I'll be sharing how I got started in my Bleach journey and how I really got my maximum enjoyment out of the series. And I think this is a perfect time to catch up on Bleach, especially because of the further hype that it is getting later this year or possibly early 2026. So trust me, if you want to catch up, this is the perfect time and you will not regret it. So if you take this video seriously and you actually start, thank me later. And just letting you guys know, there are going to be no Bleach spoilers in this video, so this is going to be completely free and safe to watch. Now, starting off of what to expect before you start Bleach, my biggest piece of advice to share with you guys before starting the series would just to have an open mind and really give it a chance. Some people may say that the first 20 episodes or so are slow, but in my opinion, they do a really good job of setting the foundation for the story and setting up rules and the basis for the plot. So if you're just patient for those first 20 episodes and you keep an open mind, you'll be good. After all, think of how many anime have had a slow start but they quickly ramp up, and Bleach is no different. Trust me, after the first 20 episodes or so, the story's gonna ramp up so quickly. And also just keep in mind that Bleach will be a little different compared to your typical shonen. You can expect it to explore different themes that really relate to people who are a little bit older, and the story may not be as predictable as you think. So you just gotta expect change and just give it a shot. And if you're really interested in themes such as life and death, duty and responsibility, friendship and loyalty, identity and self-discovery, or even power and sacrifice, I think you'll really enjoy Bleach. I also want to share with you guys that Bleach has one of the most iconic villains in anime. So if you're looking for a good villain, I shouldn't even say good. If you're looking for a peak villain, Bleach is the way to go. I'm not gonna say who it is, but just know this villain is my favorite in anime, and so many people that have watched multiple anime and read multiple manga have come to a consensus that this is one of their favorite villains of all time. Now, I'm going to go through the way that I found the most enjoyability watching and reading Bleach, and notice I said watching and reading because in my opinion, there are places in the story where I definitely recommend reading the manga. Because one thing about Bleach is that it has one of the most appealing art styles in anime out there, and the author Tite Kubo actually just draws fantastic character designs. Like almost every character is just dripped out, and each character really has their own sense of unique style. So the style in Bleach is definitely one to look out for. And like Naruto and One Piece, Bleach does have some parts where the pacing is, I'll be honest, it's very poor, which is why I would recommend reading the manga in those situations because the pacing is very fast and you'll honestly be surprised how quickly the story is progressing. And if you're like me and if you had a choice between anime and manga, you always pick anime, trust me, don't be fearful of the Bleach manga because I guarantee you will have a much better experience reading the manga at some points of the story than watching the anime. Just trust me on this. And I think I have a pretty good say on this because I have watched the whole Bleach anime and I've also read the manga. Because what I would do is watch the anime first, and then after that, I would read the manga chapters while editing my reviews for the episodes and everything. So I was basically watching the story or reading it twice. And sometimes it was just so much clearer that I was having such a better experience reading the manga. And I'm gonna give you guys a heavenly trick when reading the Bleach manga. So another thing about Bleach is that the OSTs and the music are god tier. They are just hands down my favorite music in anime. And I can guarantee this with the OSTs. Like, the OSTs are just, they're so good. So if you do find yourself reading the manga in certain sections, what you do is play the OSTs in the background while watching it, and it is such a good experience. Now I'm going to tell you guys when I watched the anime and when I read the manga. So for the first arc of Bleach, called the Agent of the Shinigami arc, I watched the anime first, and then after reading the manga, I could say that I enjoyed it much more reading the manga version. And these are the episodes that people were saying were kind of slow, and I'll be honest, I can kind of see why, but I think the manga definitely speeds things up quite a bit and is the overall better experience. Now moving on to the second arc in Bleach, this is called the Soul Society arc, and this is my favorite arc in all of anime. And honestly, the anime did great with this arc. The pacing was great, the animation was great, the music and the overall everything was amazing. So now it just comes down to personal preference. I would say this arc is perfect for anime or manga. You could do either, it doesn't really matter, but in my opinion, I would just watch the anime for this arc since there are so many iconic moments and reveals that honestly, they just didn't hit the same for me in the manga. So yeah, I'd say for the entirety of this arc, everything was amazing in the anime. And then after this arc, there is a Bleach movie that was originally filler, but then it was made canon by the author. The movie is called Memories of Nobody, and I would recommend watching this after the Soul Society arc. And obviously, since this is a movie, the animation, everything was great. The story can be surprisingly emotional, and obviously there's not going to be a manga version of this. But this is overall a great movie. Now moving on to the Arrancar saga. So this is the longest stretch of episodes in Bleach, and this can be broken down into multiple arcs. So the first mini arc in this saga is the Arrival arc, and this covers about 20 episodes of the story. For this arc, I would definitely recommend watching the anime at some points and reading the manga at other points, because some of it can be a bit slow and the animation may not be that great, and it's definitely way better in the manga. But some parts of the anime are really well animated. I mean, very well animated. And you definitely don't want to miss those portions. So I'll put up the episode numbers that you want to watch and the manga chapters that you want to read right up on the screen right now, so you can see what you want to do where. And from this point on, you want to mostly be reading the manga because it will definitely be the better experience. The pacing isn't terrible, but it definitely isn't fast. So if you really want to get through this, I definitely recommend reading the manga for the rest of the arcs in OG Bleach. But there are definitely episodes that you want to be watching in the anime, so I will definitely put those up on the screen. But just know, majority of this arc, you will definitely want to be reading the manga. And after you get through OG Bleach, we are finally at Thousand Year Blood War. And Thousand Year Blood War is the most recent works of Bleach, and they're divided by separate things called cores. And every core is about 13 episodes. And for all these cores, you want to be watching the anime. Do not read the manga. Definitely watch the anime for Thousand Year Blood War, because there are additional things that the author has added in the anime compared to the manga, because while he was writing the manga, he was sick, he had some health problems, so he had to rush various things. So you're actually getting more content very well animated in the anime. Almost every episode for Thousand Year Blood War has been a banger, like just amazing cinema, honestly. But yeah, that would be my overall guide to watching Bleach. And yeah, man, pick up the show. Trust me, take your time with the series because it is long. In 2025, if you start it now, you're going to be just in time for Core 4, which is the final core. And there's going to be so much hype and it's going to be so fun watching it week to week. And it's just going to be a great experience overall. So thank y'all for watching the video. Hopefully some people got inspired to watch Bleach. And yeah, I'm out, man. See ya.